Hello and welcome to FX Trading Reviews. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about our testing process here at FX Trading Reviews and give you a feel for how we determine those EAs that we actually graduate and trade real money with. It's our goal here at FX Trading Reviews to bring you only the best EAs that are out there on the market. Also today, we're going to highlight one of the EAs that we've been trading live for about 3 weeks, and that's Tom's EA. We've also had a demo account going for about 4 months, and so we're going to compare and contrast the live versus the demo. So first, let's talk a little bit about how we determine those EAs that we want to take and trade real money with. So if you go to our website, which is, again, fxtradingreviews.com, and click on the Live Forex Robot Tests, you're going to be presented with the same screen that I'm looking at here. And this is a list of all the EA robots that we are testing at this point in time. On this page at the very top, we have our live EAs, those that are running on real live money accounts. And below that, we have our forward testing demo accounts. And this is the list of all the demo accounts that we've had going over time. And one of the keys here is if you look on the right-hand side, you're going to see a status. And whether or not that is on at this point, that means these demo accounts are actually live and running. Further down here, you're going to see we've turned off these past demos that really didn't prove out for us. They didn't live up to the claims of the author, and so they're offline. And we leave this information out there for you to review in case you are considering any of these EAs. So basically, the ones at the bottom of the list here are kind of on our no-go list, and those that are above here are those EAs that we feel are performing and working well. And so once we take an EA and trade it in demo for about 30 days, and we see that it's performing as the author has stated it should, then we begin to look at possibly taking that EA and trading real money with it. And so that's our process here at FX Trading Reviews. I would also recommend that anytime you purchase an EA, that you have to run it on a demo account first. You just simply have to. And preferably run it at the same broker that you intend to trade it with, because brokers can be different. And in a second, I'm going to talk about Tom's EA and how U.S. brokers are different than overseas brokers, where you have hedging and so forth. Where you have hedging overseas, you don't have that option in the States. So again, it's very critical that you run an EA at the same on a demo account at the same broker you intend to run with a live account. So that's just a real quick summary of our process here. And so let's next get into talking about the EA that I'd like to highlight in today's video, and that is Tom's EA. So what I want to do first is bring up the stats report on our demo account, and we're going to take a look at that. So okay, so what we're looking at here is the MyFX book on our Tom's EA demo that has been running since October 3rd. And the very first chart here is a growth chart. You can see it's got a nice equity curve. One of the things you need to be aware of with Tom's EA is that there are drawdowns. And so you can see as we move forward in time, there's some small drawdowns, but the equity continues to grow pretty good. Recently, around January 18th, we've had a pretty significant drawdown. And you need to be able to weather this drawdown by making sure you are either funded properly, capitalized properly, or that you're trading with a broker that has leverage that allows you to continue trading. And you're going to see some issues that we had in a moment on our live account and why that's very important. Now, let's take a look at the series of trades that started on January 18th here in the demo account. And then we're going to compare that to what happened on our live account. And I'm doing this because I want you to understand when you go live, you need to consider some of these things. So now I want to take a look at the series of trades that started on January 16th and completed on the 31st. So this series of trades took 2 weeks approximately to complete. And the way Tom's EA works is it places a trade based on its strategy in a direction, And we're trading one micro lot here, and it typically goes for about 30 pips on that trade. And what happened on the 16th is that started an upward trend on the euro and the pound that was a pretty strong move to the upside. There weren't a lot of retracements in this move. And so this particular sequence took quite a while to complete. And Tom's EA is what I would term a modified martingale. It's not a true martingale in the sense of it doubles on each losing event. Okay, and you're going to see that in the sequence here of contracts that it increases as we step up. So notice on the opening price here, we got in that first one, first trade to go short at 26.63. That was back on the 16th, and on the 17th we added two more positions. Again, one micro lot at 27.20 and 27.68. So you can see the market was heading higher here and not coming back. What Tom's EA wants to happen here is for these this price action to come back and take these trades out. And you're going to get. I'm going to get to the point here in a second, but I want you to understand the sequencing here of how this works. So again, on the 19th. Now it's increased to 3 microlots. Price is still continuing to head higher, 28.51. On the 20th, we go to 6. All right, and price at that point was 29.59. On the 24th, 4 days later, we're up to 9 microlots. Price at 30.10. And on the 26th, we go to 12. And this is where it starts to get a little painful in that you need to make sure you have proper margin in your account and proper funding. And you want to make sure you've got your risk set at a level where it's not going to take you out. And then finally on the 30th, we go up to 0.15. And that entry price was 31.82. Now this whole sequence got cleared when price pulled back to 30.47. And so all those trades were cleared and a profit objective reached. And you can see here the profit objective on each one of those trades. So I'm pointing that out because in a moment I'm going to show you our live account and explain kind of what happened there. The other thing that I want to point out here is that during this time, on this move to the upside, Tom's EA was also buying into that move to the upside. In this account, which is a hedging account, we can go long and short at the same time. And so let's take a look at that sequence of trades during this time period. So going back to January 17th, which was the beginning of that strong move to the upside on the euro, let's just take a look at the trades that's fired off here on the 17th. Here's a buy on the euro that profited 5.39. Here's another buy on the euro that was a small profit. Another buy on the euro for $3. Another one for 3 on the 18th. And that's a pound trade, pound. There's a euro again on the 18th for 3. Another euro for around $3 on the 18th. So this is all during the time when our short trades were not working. The reason I point this out is it's going to be important here in a second, so just bear with me as we look at some of these other trades. So there's one on the 20th, $6. 23rd on the euro, buy for $3. Let's go back in time here. Another one, euro, $3. Here's another euro on the 24th for 3. 24th for 3, roughly. 25th for 3. So you can see that's what gives this very smooth equity curve is we're continuing to make money even when we have a drawdown. So this drawdown that you see right here is all because of the short trades that we have going on. So let's just talk about where this is being traded demo-wise at the moment. We're using a demo account with Alpara UK. Again, they allow hedging, and their margin is 1 to 100. So those are key important things. And the other thing that's important here is, for all intents and purposes, our balance at the beginning of this drawdown was roughly $5,000. Our initial balance was $3,000, but since the start we've made some profits in this account. So really it's being traded margin-wise like it's a $5,000 account at this point. So those are all key points. Now what I want to do is flip over to our live account and kind of talk about a few of the issues we've had with this account and what we're going to be doing with it going forward. So we're back on the live Forex robot test page at fxtradingreviews.com. And so now what I'm going to do is click on the report for our live account on TomsEA, and let's take a look at it. Okay, so let's take a look at our live trading account on TomsEA. And the first thing that pops right out at you is that wonderful performance there, a negative 41.77%. And I want to say right off the bat here, that is not because of Tom's performance, but it's because of some issues we had with this account and the limitations of a U.S. broker. So that's, again, one of the reasons I wanted to bring this to light, and then let you know what we're going to do going forward to continue trading TomsEA with a live account. So what happened here is in the U.S. we have a limitation on our margin of 50 to 1. And so let me pop back to my PowerPoint here for a second. So on the major currency pairs, you have 50 to 1 leverage. And on the minors, it's even worse, it's 20 to 1. So you need to be aware of that. Okay, so that's issue number 1. Issue number 2 for me that I don't like, and I'm going to be changing. I'm going to be opening up an account with a broker that will allow me to hedge. Okay, and hedging is important with TomsEA because it allows you to take profit no matter which direction the market's going. In this case, we were short a number of positions and the market moved higher. And during this whole 2 weeks that I showed you on the demo account where it was making money on the move to the upside, this live account was not able to make money because it cannot hedge. So again, a very, in my opinion, important feature that you need to have, the ability to hedge and the leverage, I think, depending on your goal, should be higher. Limitation of a U.S. account, unfortunately. And so let me kind of go through what happened here to our account when that drawdown that you saw back on the demo account occurred. It basically started taking us out of positions and when we didn't want it to, outside of the rules of TomsEA. Okay, so here is a very similar set of trades. They're not exact because the live account started at a different point in time than the demo account, but this is a very similar set of trades to what we saw and just reviewed in the demo account. You can see here on the 17th, the live account started to edge into the euro on the short side. On the 18th, we were 3 mini lots. 19th, we were 6. 24th, 9. And on the 26th, it did a 6 lot. 6 mini lot. I'm sorry, 6 micro lot. And what happened, because on that evening of the 26th, price spiked up against us to the point where our margin was not enough, our broker automatically closed us out. And outside of the rules of TomsEA. And so you already know what happened on the 31st. 5 days from right now, from this point in time, everything reset and would have taken all these trades out with profit. But because of our broker limitation here, we were taken out early and outside of the system strategy. So the point I want to make here is you have really 2 options. Find a broker that will give you more leverage, or 2, fund your account with more capital. So those are the 2 options that you have. And so the recommendation that I want to make for trading TomsEA is if you're going to trade the euro, that you have at least $2,500 to trade the euro. If you're going to trade both the euro and the pound, you should have $2,500 for each of those. So a total of $5,000 is what you should roughly have in capital, especially if you're going to use a U.S. broker that is 50 to 1. And so that's my recommendation on that. The other part of the recommendation that I want to make here is the ability to hedge is very important in TomsEA. You're going to make greater profits in that same time frame. So why not seek out a broker that allows hedging? So in our next video, I will be covering some overseas brokers that will take U.S. customers and that'll give you the hedging opportunity that some of these EAs require. So I know this was a long video, longer than usual, and hopefully some of these tips were beneficial to you, and you can implement those and not make the same mistakes that we did on our live account here on Tom's EA. Thanks, and good trading to you.